Hey guys, what's up? My name is Shane and welcome. I finally got the new starter for the car right here, brand new. Here's the old one. The problem is that the car was getting heat soaked. I don't know if I said this before, but every time I would start up the car and then if I shut it off, I go to start it again, it wouldn't want to start, or I could only crank it very short time and then it would slowly stop cranking. I didn't even get to test drive this, take it around the block since putting the new motor in, just because if I stall it, well, then I'm kind of done for out on the road. Here's the old one. You'll see in a minute that the old one is a whole lot bigger. This new one is a mini version. Same amount of torque, same starting, amps and all that stuff. It's just a whole lot lighter. You can see the difference side by side here. So it's going to be a whole lot better. I've got headers, so it's I actually had to take the header off. I had to do that anyway for the gasket, but I had to take the header off in order to get the starter even out. So I left it off for this one, but hell, I might not even need to. This could probably squeak by the headers. Alright, well, I'll get it in there and then give you guys an update, see where we're at. Gotta get that in there, I gotta rewire up the battery. And as you can see, I made a little bit of progress on my hood hinges right here. They're not tightened down yet, and so I ordered the struts that I'm gonna need to go right here. I had to change the pivot point for it because with these, I didn't like this whole mechanism moving like this, so I wanted to have more of a stable point for the hood to mount to, and then I'll have my gas struts there, which will make it close really good, hopefully. We'll see. I got the starter in there. Took a little while. Had to electrical tape the wire going to it, or both wires. But that's in there. So I am now gonna do the exhaust gasket over on this side. I already did this other side over there. Can't really see it. It's dark down there. But so I got these. I actually got two sets, so I'm doubling up on them. I don't know whether that's a good thing, bad thing. I figured I'd try it. Because using a single one doesn't really work out too good. But these are thicker than, just one of these is thicker than the other ones that I've been using. So, I don't know, but I'm doubling up anyway. And I am putting this Ultra Copper gasket maker for the exhaust. I'll go ahead and do that. That way I can let that dry before going on a test drive. I got the car running. It started up pretty good. And I took it around the block. I didn't film it because it's dark out. There's a new problem well, let me show you. Here, when I put the new starter on, the battery positive that goes to the starter is this one right here. And originally it went to the battery terminal, like it's supposed to. Well, it didn't reach, so I put it here, and turns out that's a pretty stupid thing to do. The car doesn't want to start when it's hot. It'll start and everything. Like I said, I take it for a test drive. It'll start when it's cold, being like this, but not when it's hot. So I was a little confused because I tested the battery. Battery was good. It's a brand new starter. It's not the starter relay, which is this. So I was really confused, and I went and I was cranking it, and I saw this smoking, this terminal specifically, and then I touched it and it was really hot. So yeah, it's not supposed to be there. Another thing, I didn't have a wire connector, so I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of made my own. It goes out to like right there, and crimped the wire on there and everything. And this might actually be galvanized, which may be part of the problem. I don't know. I think the starter is just not getting enough juice. And I don't think this is the correct size wire anyway for this. I think it should be my my handy manual. My handy manual right there tells me that this should be 6 gauge and this should be 10. And I think this is 10, but this is also 10. So it should be 6 gauge going down to the starter. And I'm also bottlenecking it here by putting it here anyway too. So what's happening is I go to start the car and it turns once or twice, but then just stops turning. No clicking, nothing like that. It just doesn't turn. So I suspected it was the motor, just from being new and being really tight clearances. I suspected, but I can turn the motor by hand. So and then I saw the smoking from the terminal, and I figured that's what it is. So I finally fixed the problem with this thing. You know, originally I thought it was the starter getting heat soaked, and I think it might have been part of that, because the starter was a little old and refurbished when I got it before years ago. And so I've been battling this problem. I thought it was the battery cable, or the cable going from the battery down to the starter. So I replaced that, and it was still getting heat soaked. So I had to run it up to operating temperature, and then shut it off, and then wait like a minute, and then go back to start it again. And yeah, no go. It would crank like two rotations and then not do anything. No clicking or anything. So yeah, I was pretty confused, and so yeah, and so I had the car in the garage here for overnight, and then I came back in the morning one of the days, and tried to start it, and the battery was very low on voltage. So, you know, I didn't suspect the battery before because it was always 12.5 volts, and I put my battery tester here on it, and it said 800 cold cranking amps on the dial there. And so I was really confused, and I assumed that the battery was good because I tested it, and so now I find out that's not the case. So I got a brand new battery in there. It is an Everstart battery, Walmart battery, $120. I don't think you can go wrong with Walmart batteries, just because of their price and their 3-year full replacement warranty there on the Maxes. So this battery is 850 cold cranking amps, and then 1,000 cranking amps. Any bigger of a battery, you're getting into like diesel territory. So I got the biggest battery I could for the cheapest amount of money, and yeah, so I put it in here and took it for a drive, got it up to operating temperature. You can see it's about 200 degrees, and then let it sit for a few minutes, and then try to start it back up, and it started amazing, just like it should. So I guess it goes to show that even though you test something and you're pretty sure that it's fine, try replacing that component as well. When you have a problem like this, you know that there's a few components that go into it: the starter, the wire going to the starter, the battery, and then in my situation, the motor. If the motor is super hard to turn when it's hot, then obviously that might be a problem, why the starter won't turn it over. But I did look into that, and I turned it over while it was hot versus cold, and it was a little tougher, but not enough to create a problem like this. I guess you just gotta assume everything is broken, fucked up. So yeah, it's running good now. I've got to take off the carburetor, clean that out,
and I've got a bunch of old gas in it. I still haven't taken it to the gas station to get fresh gas because I didn't want to stop at the gas station and not be able to start back up after refueling. So I did put 5 gallons of fresh gas in there, and then I put like an enzyme thing that breaks it down, the old gas. But now I'm dealing with a lot of misfire, backfire, not running right problems, and I believe it's due to the carburetor. The timing is pretty good. Maybe that distributor, not positive. I'm gonna have to look into that. But yeah, so if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you want to see more of this car, subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.